In our home, we talked about the beams of our house and how important it is to the house.
Oh yes, that's very correct.
You also said that the beams of the house are like the water in our environment.
Yes, that is why the beams are so important, just as the water is so important.
Same way, I am important in the community.
So far, we have learned how soils and plants depend on each other to remain healthy. If we have healthy soil, we will have healthy plants. And healthy plants keep the soil healthy. Now, we need to understand the importance of keeping both soils and plants healthy.
First, let's look at where water comes from and where it moves to. We have all seen the rain. Rain is the source of our water, and when it hits the ground, it can go a number of ways. The first place water can go is down, into the soil, and this is what we want to happen. The water flows between the small pieces of soil and travels down deep into the soil. However, this can only happen if the soil is healthy. When water soaks into the soil, it is then either drunk by the plants or it moves into our wells for us to use during the dry season.
If the soil is lost and the ground is hard, then water will not soak into the soil and instead it flows over the ground when it rains. This is the second place water can go. We lose the water and water causes further soil damage as gullies form and we get floods.
These are the things we have all seen close to home.
The sun hits the water from the sea and big lakes, and this goes up into the sky and makes clouds. Eventually, when the clouds are big enough, they fall back as rain, and this goes on and on. But for this to work well, we need good soil and a lot of trees.
So, how can we work to save water?
As we all know, water is life. Without water, everything will die. It is our responsibility as people to catch and hold as much rainwater as possible. So when it is dry, we can use the water to grow our food for the livestock and have enough water for our families.
The last thing we want is for my friend here to use that as an excuse for not taking a bath.
Are you trying to say I'm not clean?
And why are you assuming I'm talking about you?
Anyway, back to what we were discussing. How are we supposed to manage rainwater?
This is easier than we think, but it needs us, the people, to manage our land properly. This is how we can achieve this. We must first understand that soil is actually the best store of water for us. If we can provide healthy soil, then when it rains, most of the water will soak into the ground instead of being washed away.
We also know that healthy soils depend on healthy plants, and healthy plants need water to grow. So, now we can start to see how everything in our environment depends on each other, just like in our house. And if one is damaged, then we all become damaged.
We must manage our livestock properly so that the plants are rested and allowed to flourish. When we have healthy plants, the soil will recover. And with healthy soil, we will catch more rainwater. Simple. All it takes is proper livestock planning.
And remember, as a bonus, healthy plants such as trees also provide shade, which stops the sun burning the soil, and that means the soil stays wet for longer. Great for the plants, and it keeps our environment cool. Also, shade is good for our livestock to rest under in the middle of the day.
So, if water is not saved in the soil, then our land dries out very quickly.
And when the rain stops, we suffer in the dry season.
Yes, if we can manage our plants, we will help our soil hold more water, and that means we will not suffer so much in the dry season.
Aha! It's now beginning to make sense. We can now see how our house is like our rangelands. Our house needs stable soil to build on, a healthy pillar to support the beams, and strong beams to hold the roof. Without any of these, the house would fall.
Yes, and our environment is exactly the same. We need healthy soil for the plants to grow in, and we must allow our plants to rest if they are to survive. And if our plants and soil are healthy, then we will collect more rainwater and everything will flourish together.
Yes! And that the most way we can make this work out is if all of us, the people, all of you, and me, manage our water and plants better and get healthy livestock.
Indeed, you are all correct. So now, let's discuss how we can manage our water and livestock better.